Welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning to your boy, Pfunk Thinking Right, at my YouTube channel where I do what I do for you. Today we're going to do something a little different because I'm about to go back to work. And I say work meaning I started out at canyoufilis.com doing my right thinking with Mr. Wright show. Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Did that for almost 2 years, and that's what I do. Teach. I come to YouTube to do my little, my thing. Pfunk, my alter ego, chance to, fly a little bit, so to speak. But I have a following, I have a few fans, and I want to keep them abreast on still learning right thinking concepts. Even though my show was down, we was in a hiatus, working on some things, taking care of business. But now when I come back out, I want to make sure I didn't lose my fans. I didn't lose my following that I had set up. I appreciate that. That's why I do what I do for you. So I'm going to go into a different direction today because on my Saturday show, it's an hour-long show. I broke it down to 15 minutes, do my little side thing to get more in, different topics, showing my versatility pretty much, showing I got different views, different concepts, about a whole range of different things. That's why I do what I do. But on my show, I teach a philosophical concept, which is right thinking. It's Egyptian yoga modified. Mayat concept, Shita, Netta concepts, all those tied into one, but I have mastered it, so I call mine right thinking. They differ in the points where the things that they profess, they think a little different. So wherever I think different, I interject the difference and let you know that this is what I think, this is how I feel, because it's mine. I can do that. I don't plagiarize. I don't steal. No, I don't do that nonsense. I educate, I learn, and then I comprehend it, and I give it back to my followers my way. That's all. I see the other guys doing the same thing, so ain't no difference. So I want you to understand it. When I'm reading from my book, which I do have my own little composition book, I do old school. Long handwriting ain't that good, so every now and then you see me stuttering because it's my own handwriting. So sometimes it's get a little messy, chicken scratch. But it's mine. That's the whole point. I've been told, you need to write a book. You need to make a book. I'm doing what I do. I'm having fun doing this. If you're tuning in and checking me out, I appreciate it. Subscribe if you like, but keep tuning in because I got something for you, and I will be going back to my Saturday show at 11 o'clock, hopefully sometime soon in the near future. So get ready. Today we're going to talk about yoga philosophy and pretty much everything I do on the yoga concept. Okay? Understand that everything is out of Egypt. Everything is original from Egyptian viewpoint concepts. I just modernized it and put it my way. Okay? Put my spin on it. But the definition, the concepts is still the same. I ain't changed none of that. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about yoga philosophy and the world religions. Right now, you hear me say I don't do religion. The reason why is because the Egyptians called it a system. Okay? The Chinese, they called it yoga. The Hindus called it, the Buddhists. Everybody got their religious concept. They call it religion because that's the word that we use now to anything pertaining to belief in God, a higher power, a supreme being. Okay. Hopefully we done got past all that. Let me get to do what I do. I like to explain before I do what I do because once I start going, I figure everybody's already on board. If you tuned in, you already know what I do. So here we go. I'm teaching today. Back to what I do. Teachers, and I got a whole bunch of lessons for you. Now let's take with this. Now let's start with this. This is the rough draft on my first one. I think about 9 and 10 pages. So bear with me. All right, I'm going to do a lot of reading. I'm trying to break it down as I go, step by step. I don't like to do the read all the way through and then try to go back. Nah, I'm trying to keep it going as I go. Try to break it down for you, simplify it so you can get understanding as you go. All right? You with me? Here we go. First of all, philosophies defined. Many yoga philosophies and right thoughts disciplines both act or have been independently used in conjunction with religious philosophies. That means the Egyptian concepts have been used by everybody. Understand that. Even me. All right? I just stick more to what they say. I ain't trying to modernize and dress it up to change it. Nope. Just keep it the way it wants to be. Check this out. It would be accurate and on point to say that right thinking yoga is a science into itself, which we now know religions have also used this same science incorporated into their religious philosophy and practice by relating the yoga principles to symbols such as deities, gods, goddesses. Later on, they brought in the angels and the saints. So my point is the original Egypt religious concepts, all of them are spin-offs from the Egyptian concept. I just stick with the Egyptian concept, so I have no use for the religions. That's my point. We now look at the description of right thinking's yoga philosophy in comparison to the other philosophical philosophies of others that develop alongside the original concepts. Meaning every religious concept, trust me, I know about them. I don't discredit them. I don't have no problem with them. I understand them. But do you know where they come from? That would be my argument. And they never get the understanding of that. But I digress. We have 9 different concepts we will define. I got 9 different concepts I'm going to give you and define them. Hopefully you get understanding. That's what teaching right thinking is all about. Here you go. Pick the one you think will work for you. You have a choice of listening and hearing and examining 9 different viewpoints, 9 different concepts that you can choose. I chose Egyptian yoga system. That's a Egyptian mystery system, but it's called Egyptian yoga. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You got the right to pick and choose. If you choose Christianity, okay, that was a choice that you chose. Christianity didn't choose you, you chose it. But did you know anything else? Do you have any other options? Sometimes we just take what people give us. You might not like what somebody's feeding you. I like to be able to pick the menu. I like to come in the store. When you go out for dinner, you got a menu, you got a choice. In life, that's what it's all about. Choices. Make good ones and you'll be fine. Bad ones, pay the price. It ain't never changed. All right, here we go. Now, after 9 different concepts, we will find, and you can pick the one you think will work for you. Again, let's go. First we go yoga philosophy. That's what I teach. That's concept. It starts, the human consciousness and the universal consciousness are in reality one and the same. Meaning the same thing that created the universe is inside you. Y'all become one. Oh, this is about to get deep. You got to follow me now. Like my man, Infinite Waters. My man said, let's go deep. I'm part of my fucking Pfunk band. Let's dance on the water and not get wet. How deep is that? You don't need no oxygen mask. Let's go. I'm getting deep. Let's dance. Okay. The next one is the appearance of separation is a mental illusion. The world we live in is an illusion. Okay. You believe and think what it is you have memory of, what you can grasp and what you can manifest in yourself. You can't make up nothing new. You can learn it, but you can't make it up. That's the whole point. Right thinking. Yoga is the mystical and the mindful thoughts, aware of obedience and observance. If you are obedient to what you think is best, then you can observe and see things for what they are. You don't get caught up in the nonsense. You got a better vision. The third eye opens up when you got a better view, understanding you. Okay. And this is all of the mindful union of the individual and universal consciousness by integrating the aspects of the individual personality, thereby allowing the personality to be purified so that it may behold its true essence. Every individual has a personality of who you are. The information that you have acquired, the things that you have done, all that goes and plays out into your personality. It's a character builder. And every god and goddess that we speak in the aspect of them is part of your character. They're mythical characters. They're allegorical characters. They're not real. Not like we think Jesus and Moses and all the guys in the Bible, we think they was real. Egyptian yoga and the Egyptian system lets you know they're not. They're myths. They're metaphors. They're characters that you have to incorporate in your life to become a better person. That's how it's done. That's teaching. Okay? Don't get caught up in believing a whole bunch of rigmarole. Get understanding. Get clarity. If the preacher's preaching and you don't understand what he's saying, is you really get the message? I digress. Number 2. That was number 1. The first one is yoga philosophy. Okay? These are things that if you practice yoga philosophy, that's what you're doing. The next one is in the Vedanta philosophy, which is the Indian and Hindu concept. They got their views. This is theirs. This is number 2. spiritual philosophy of the mystical psychology of ancient India. Bingo. They swear they so ancient, but they got the philosophy from Egypt. I digress. See that time thing and who been around longest, who got the man? Oh, that's irrelevant at this point. That's all. Okay? Now, this is their concept. The first one is absolute monoism. One God is reality. All senses is immigrations of emanations of God. That's the concept. That's the view. Remember, everybody has the right to view God, define God any way they want. Watch this. Modified monoism. God is to nature as soul is to the body. Hello, interworkings. I keep telling you, what inside the body is the spirit that makes the body ain't nothing. When the spirit leaves the body is just nothing. So you need something inside it to make it work. A car with no battery, nothing. Concepts, analogies, views, understanding. You can use them to get a point across. That's how they taught. That was the whole purpose of teaching, to give you a visual, a mental concept, and a comprehension understanding of what is being presented to you. You can use it symbolically, metaphorically, or any way you want it to use to benefit from it, to learn. That's why they put it in this form, to teach. That's why sage, priest, high priest, their job is to give instructions on what they learn, the rituals. Okay, the understanding behind the concept and view. Preachers preach every week. The pastors give the information from the Bible. You can go read the Bible all week, and he'll still give it to you different than what you read. So that's what the point I'm trying to make to you. When you understand something, then you can give it with clarity. Break it down like I'm doing for you, hopefully. Now, monotheism means the belief in the existence of one single God in the universe, the absolute, the all supreme being, whatever you label it. And he tells you, I will be called by many names. He ain't got a problem with that. But just do my will, do my bidding. Because if not, it's going to be a problem. Now we got, okay, single God in the universe. Now we go into Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are the major monotheism religions. All these religions, all three of them, believe in one God. Why is it that you can believe in one God, but you keep assuming that the Egyptians believed in many gods? They're aspects, emanations of God. The same thing you said, they said that before you. So I digress, but let's talk about it. All right, let me enlighten you. God, I ain't into the beef and the debate. No, I'm trying to entertain and enlighten and teach. There you go. Here you go. It must be noted here that the form of monotheism espoused by the major Western religions is that in exclusive personified deity who exists in fact and is separate from creation. That is wrong. Okay? Flat out. That is the problem. Bingo. Ding, 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 ding. Right there. And I always say, whoever separated God from man did y'all an injustice. This is why I don't follow the religious concept, because you put God outside of man. I'm not entertaining that at all. Excuse me. Wow. All right, here we go. Man, okay. In contrast to the monotheism of the ancient Egyptians, Hindus, and the Gnostics, Christian traditions envisions a single supreme deity is expressed as the supreme deity of all other traditions as well as the phenomenal world. It is not exclusive but universal. Okay? The one God concept been around a long time. Okay? What you name him, Muhammad, Jehovah, it don't make a difference. Allah, come on, man. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Names don't mean nothing. Deeds and action is what you're going to be judged by. So whatever religion, whatever you follow, it's still going to break down to what you do. That's why I use right thinking. If you think crucially all the time, you're right thinking. Why? Then you handle your business 24/7. That's what God put you here to do. Handle your business. The sun, you come up, you go down. He ain't missed a day's work since he got the job. Let's move on. Then you got next one, number 4. We got what you call polytheism. That means a belief in many gods. Now, Indian India, they are full of them. Millions of them. They brag about how many gods they got. You can make anything God. I can make this God. I believe in that. It's God. Okay? Mouse, anything. They will make it symbolically and make it work for them. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You can take any situation and flip it into your situation symbolically and make it work for you. If you don't believe that's God, you worship it as God. But if you know what it wants you to do, that's what you need to do to respect it. Knowing about it, praising it, yeah, that's a waste of your time. Praying, yeah, okay, that's fine. But when you get up your knees, what you gonna do? I digress. Let's go with the polytheism. Means the belief in or worship of many gods. Such gods usually have specific attributes or functions. There you go. In Egypt, the god of air, Shu, his function is just to be air. Tough knot, moisture. That's it. Okay? You see where I'm going with this? When you are what you are, that's what it's all about. Humans, we have a vast variety of options and choices to be what we want to be as human beings. That's the beauty part of us. Trust me, it is. The next one is totemism. This is the belief in the idea that there is a relationship between kinship groups and specific animals and plants. Many scholars believe that the religions which use these symbols are primitive because they all seem as worshiping those animals. Okay, Egyptians, when we use the concept of anthropomorphism, when we use the body of a human in the head of the hawk, the falcon, to symbolize God or Ra. These is symbols that you use to tell you who they are. I tell you the hairdresser, every god is different. Why? Because they got different functions. That's what they tell you. In polytheism, that's the concept of many gods, but they have functions. They're not God, they're just aspects. I tell you, they're character builders from inside you. All these people reside in you. That's the kick that the Egyptians had, that they knew. They believed it. They lived it. They experienced it. So you couldn't tell them anything different. You couldn't change their views and religion. That's why when the people conquered them, they still kept their belief because they don't care about that. You may take me over, but you ain't changing my belief. Trust me. If we had more people feel like that, we'd be a lot better off. But that's totemism. Okay. Next one is, okay, wait a minute. No, we ain't done with that. Excuse me. However, because they thought you were worshiping the animal worship, we worship sun is Ra. What? No, you got the wrong concept. And when people got ideas and concepts from their own observation and make it their own, that's assuming. When you make that word assume, ask out of you and me. Never assume. You observe, you listen, and you get clarity, you get understanding. Well, why you do that? Well, what's the purpose of that? All you gotta do is ask questions, they'll answer them. Trust me. Love to. Why? So you can be clear what it is I'm doing. So you don't misinterpret and misunderstand what I'm doing. Call me a sun worshiper or animal worshiper. Okay? I digress. Here we go. Now, however, when the mythology behind the beliefs is examined more closely, the totems are understood as symbols of specific tutelary deities which relate the individual to a group or also to a greater working of nature and ultimately God, the absolute. Everything I profess from the Egyptian concept is based on you being conscious and mentally understanding God as a spirit is inside you, not out on a cloud, not up there in heaven sitting on high. I digress. Okay? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It becomes important that we understand the teachings, and we can't benefit if we don't understand the teachings. If I don't know what 2 plus 2 is, I can't go and do trigonometry and calculus until I figure out how to do 2 plus 2. You add first, you subtract, you multiply, you divide. Now you can go into more advanced mathematics, calculus, geometry, all those things are advanced, but you got to have the basics first. I'm giving you advanced knowledge of understanding of self. You should already have the basics. I ain't got time for the basics. You already got the basics. You've been taught this, and half of it is wrong. So I'm trying to give you information so you can make a better decision. I ain't saying what you're doing is wrong. No. I'm just saying the concept and the view that was given to you is wrong. Why? I know better. I know. That's all I can tell you. If you didn't know, I couldn't tell you. I digress. Number 6. We at number 6 now. This is called pantheism. Everything there is God, and creation are one. That's the first concept. Second one, modify pantheism. So you got the one concept, then you modify it. That means you make some adjustments. Egyptian mystery system, no modifications, no adjustments. This is what it is. So when you can't do that, then you want to modify it. Ain't no problem with that. I pick and choose what I do. You pick and choose what you do. You got that right? Your choice. Here we go. So this is what I give you. Pantheism, number 6. You got that. Modify pantheism. God is the reality or principle behind nature. Duh. I digress. When I go back to doing my teaching, the first thing I'm going to break down to you is creation. If you don't understand how this thing was made, the creation, if you don't know 2 plus 2 is 4, we can't go to the advanced level until you get this information right, understood. Now you can pick up where we're going. You can understand what's going on. If you don't have understanding, it's like I tell my wife, if you talk to me in a different language, that's a waste of your time. I speak English. If you speak anything other than that, Spanish, don't make a difference. I don't care. It don't mean nothing to me. Speak English. Come to my level. Understand me. I deal with people on their level. I don't try to make them go up or make I find their level, find their comfort zone, and I can work with them from that aspect. Why? Because my elevator can go up and down. I'm flexible. Okay. Most people aren't. I understand that. That's why you gotta come to them. That's all. It's all right. Here we go. Next one is pantheism. The term was coined by the guy Krauss, KCF. It gives his name here. Date 1781, 1832, to describe the doctrine that God is immanent in all things, but also transcendent, so that every part of the universe has this existence in God. But he is more than the sum total of the parts. I agree with all that. Again, ain't nothing new, my man. I digress. Concepts, we all can have them. You can vary, you can change it, but I just deal with the original. I ain't got to worry about creating the concept. I ain't got to worry about none of that nonsense. It's already been laid out. Ain't nothing new under the sun. That's the whole point. Okay, concepts come and go. Viewpoints, we all have them. But new, ain't none of it. Trust me. Come from somewhere. Next one is, here we go, Polytheism. My house. She taught Netta. Ancient Egyptian philosophy. That's what I do. That's the area right here. It's number 7. Okay, on the list. You got a bunch of choices. We done went through them. I'm at number 7. And this is mine. Egyptian yoga, right thoughts, philosophy. That's what I put my eyes up there with that because that's what I follow. That's what I subscribe to. That's all. My choice. All right. There you go. Monotheistic, polytheism, ancient Egyptian religion encompasses a single and absolute supreme deity that expresses as the cosmic forces, gods and goddesses, human beings, and nature. Everything we done heard, this is the one that tells you all that already. I digress. Now we're going to do, remember, this is my warehouse. This is what I'm telling you. This is what we're going to be doing. Monotheistic meaning one. Polytheistic meaning more than one. But the emanations of the one. There is a supreme and everything falls under him like an umbrella. Everything comes down. Everything like the tree of life. We're going to deal with the tree of life. You're going to work your way from the bottom to the top. Bingo. That's the lesson. Be ready for that one. But that's not going to be the first lesson when I get back to doing what I do. All right? This is just my practice session. I'm trying to get my feet wet again. Being in front of the camera for a long period of time. Usually at 15 minutes, you got to hit, and get out. Now, I can, finagle a little bit. I might get a half hour in. That should be enough for starters. All right? Here we go. I got about 5 minutes left. So here we go. 8. Hinduism, and Mahayana Buddhism. Okay? These is all religious views and concepts from all over the world. Everybody got a viewpoint. Trust me, that's why I do this. So it ain't just one. All right? Hinduism, we just talked that they believe in monotheism and polytheism. Again, the understanding that God and everything under that is of God. So that's the polytheism part, where other little gods and goddesses. Understand that, please. Then you got the 3 stages of religion. Here is the problem with religious content. Listen to this, please. Now, on the surface, it seems that there are many differences between the religious philosophies. But if you look closer and you reflect on it, there is really only one major division, and my friends, that is you either a believer or a non-believer. All the rhetoric, all that don't mean nothing. Either you're going to believe it or you're not. I'm drinking the Egyptian yoga philosophy Kool-Aid. Yeah, hook, line, and sinker. I'm putting sugar in it. Why? I like it sweet. So yeah, I'm drinking it. Okay? And I serve it sweet. Why? That's why I do it. Okay? So understand that. Either you is or you isn't. You are or you are not. That's the simple fact. Now watch this. Now, among the believers, this is what the believers are. They have their differences of opinion as to how to believe. Here we go. Your beliefs are yours. Mine is mine. I ain't telling you how to believe. You can't tell me how to believe. It's a choice. Okay? If you believe in Christianity, that's a choice. If you believe in Islam, that's a choice. Most time we're born into those belief systems, so we adopt them. As you get older, it's going to be up to you to either continue to follow that or branch out and look for the truth. That's what I do. I digress. To me, this is one of the main sources of all the troubles between religions. Yeah, I'm watching Christians fight with the Jews. I'm watching the Jews fight with the Muslims. Really? I don't fight with nobody. Okay? God don't allow fighting. God don't allow all that nonsense. That's man. That's what I tell you. Religion's for man. Spirituality, we don't do that. Everybody who studied Egyptian yoga, we are good. Why? We doing the same thing on the same page. Respect. Okay? I digress. That's why I don't follow religion. I'm glad I'm getting to this in my lesson right here, because religion, here you go. They say it's because ordinary religion is deistic, based on old traditions, customs, which was based on a culture of that people. Listen to me. The Bible. I know you love the book. I got no use for that Bible. I lost friends because I told them that, and they freaks out. I don't care. I'm not. What you think ain't gonna change my opinion about how I feel about the Bible and what you. Well, let me explain something to you. Just give you information. Here you go. The customs that come with that culture is from Greco-Roman, Catholic. Every Christian is a Catholic. I digress. Every Bible copyright is Jewish. I digress. Here you go. And since we know culture varies from place to place and from time to time in history to another, we will always be some variation in spiritual traditions. These differences will occur not only between cultures, but even within the same culture. A perfect example of this is Christianity, which is with its myriad of denominations, a bunch of them Pentecostal, man, ridiculous. So therefore, those who cling to the idea that religion has to be related to a particular culture and its specific practices or rituals will always have some difference with someone else conceptually. In the 3 stages of religion, the myth, which is the story, okay? The ritual, which is practicing the story, practicing the myth. But the 3rd phase, religious practice, which is mysticism, That's the art of being anointed. That's the art of spiritual awakening. That's the art of getting that wake-up call. That's what it's all about. In every religion, y'all fall way short. Way short. Okay, I'll move on. After the mysticism belongs to the myth, the stage of religious practice, which is the most which is the most elementary level, which is knowing the story, understanding the ritual, but no mysticism. The magic don't happen for you. The awakening don't happen for you. The spiritual enlightenment don't happen for you. Why do you think that is? I'll let you figure it out. The last one, the myth, the ritual, the mysticism. It's an important. Whoa. We ain't done yet. We got a few more to go. Okay, but I'm past my half hour, so we're going to keep rolling. All right? So, hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying doing it because this is what I do. This is how I present my case. This is how I put it out there to you. I'm not here to discredit nobody. I'm here to disrespect nobody. I'm just here to inform you. I bring a message, information that you can use any way you want. Okay? My next part is going to be myths, ritual, and mysticism, the 3 stages of religion that really not being adhered to. And I go to church. Okay? I watch, I listen, I observe. It's thin line. Let's start with this one. It's an important theme which will be developed throughout this lesson. That is what I call the complete practice of religion. Again, I don't do religion, but I'm trying to explain to you, if you do it, you should be doing it this way because that's the way it's supposed to be done. And the reason why it ain't working because it ain't being done this way. I digress. All right. That is in its 3 aspects. First, the mythology, the story, learn it ritually. Go through the ritual. In Masonic order, we do ritual services for a reason, to give you the understanding, to give you the concept, to give you the symbolic understanding of what rituals are all about. It's a reenactment of something that's been handed down traditionally to give you the concept, understanding of what you're part of. Okay, Masons, I understand. Church, same thing. You're part of a group. You're part of a cult following. Come on now. Here we go. First, mythology, the story, learn it, ritual, go through, fellowship together, and then the goal of all religions, watch this, the metaphysical experience, the nihas, the mystical concept, obtaining godliness. We just read the Bible. I can't be like Jesus. Jesus was perfect. He did it. The purpose of it is to do just what he did. Discipleship, minister, live, do, and be your father's work. He called his father. I call him God or him, however. But if you ain't doing his will, you can call him what you want. You ain't really doing nothing. So, again, living it, being it, employing it so that it actually means something. It actually carries some kind of weight. Okay? Here you go. Remember, at the first level, you learn the stories and traditions of that religion. Egyptians, I know the story of Osiris, Isis, and Horus. That's what we go by. In Thebes, they did Amun, Mut, and their son, Khonsu. In Thebes, they did Ptah, his wife Sekhmet, and their son, Nefertim. You got to realize everybody got their own concept, and that's right, that's fine. But it ain't about the concept, it's about if you live in it, if you produce it, if you manifesting what you profess to be. I digress. At the second level, rituals are taught, practiced, and now this is where a lot of misunderstanding and confusion is at. The third level, here we go. If you're a true seeker of knowledge, the aspirant, the spiritual aspirant, you will be led to actually go beyond the myth and the ritual and to attain the ultimate goal of right thoughts and religious concepts is. You know what that is? To understand It is important principles because many religions present different aspects of philosophy at different levels. Now, if you're ignorant to the teachings or concepts you may think is primitive or idealistic, etc., that's because of your ignorance. You will never understand the concepts and the principles, for example, body to earth, soul to heaven. If you're ignorant, you ain't gonna understand the concept. Okay? Now, Hinduism and the ancient Egyptian religion taught polytheism and duality at the first two levels of the religious practice. It's explained to you early in the game. However, at the third level, this is where the problem comes in because mysticism, you are the practitioner. You need to understand that all of the gods and goddesses that you have been worshiping does not exist. In fact, not only really as there are only really aspects of the single transcendental supreme being in the book they call the Per Em Haru, the Book of the Dead. Proverbs, this Proverbs, this philosophy, it says the transformation can only happen after right thinking's yoga disciplines are understood completely. You cannot get that spiritual awakening if you ain't completely understanding conceptually and living and doing the thing that they set forth for that to happen. Most religions get to the second level. Most of us get to the second level as a master mason. It's 3 degrees. Again, that word 3. I've got many guys who came in all fired up. They get the first degree, second degree, third, never make it. But they still run around thinking they mason. No, you're not. You're either an apprentice, you got 1 degree, you're full of crap with the second degree. You're not a master mason. So all you Christians who don't completely understand what the Christian views and concepts are, learn them. Then you can become a Christian. Other than that, you're just spinning your wheels. I'm sorry. Okay. Because these disciplines belong to the third level of religion also. The original religion concept that has, like I said, been changed, corrupted, and just plain old misunderstood. Okay, by the ones who give it. Misunderstood philosophies we call religion. When you have a philosophy that's misinterpreted, misunderstood, 9 times 10, it's a religion. Why? Because it's dogma. Man did it. Because man want what he want. He ain't doing God's way. Tahuti and Sachet put together hieroglyphics. That's another lesson, but that's I'm trying to explain to you. I go back. Well, here we go. We're in the third level. Masons. Mysticism reaches its height. The goal of all right thinkers, mysticism, is to transcend this phenomenal world, and all is a mental right thinking concept. Here, you live right, do right. You put yourself in position that judgment day with what you live for in life. We're going to be judged at the end of this life. Live it, understanding that viewpoint, and you'll be okay. Anything other than that, okay, wake yourself up, understand who and what you are. All religions are part of the world and all mental concepts of people, and they all must be ultimately transcended, spiritually enlightened. My whole goal is to get you spiritually enlightened. That's the goal of right thinking. Hello. Now you're getting it? I hope you are, because I'm trying to give it to you the best I can. That's what I do. My way, how I do it, I bring it, I give it. I hope you understand it. Here we go. The selected spiritual philosophies. You get to pick and choose what religion you want to follow. Ancient time, you didn't have a choice. You were a spiritual being having a human experience. Live with it. Guess what? Embrace it, understand it, because it won't last too long. Young people, you think, well, I'll be out when I get old. When I get old, everybody ain't gonna get old. Okay, here we go. The selected spiritual philosophies. Let me see now. Let's talk about that. How much time I got left? Okay, this is it. We're almost done. Coming in about 40 minutes. I'm gonna do this all right. Now you go. In ancient times, the sage created philosophies through which it might be possible to explain the origins of creation itself, conceptually. Well, nobody was there when it happened. How you know it? Don't be ignorant. That's just ignorant. When you listen to when you learn something from somebody teaching you, did you question the teacher? What kind of grades he got when he went and learned what he learned? That he teaching you, so don't go there where nobody was there. Nobody really know. That's just ignorant. Again, yeah, most of us are. The intent and idea was that to create a mental discipline, maya, right thinking, that would lead a person to actually discover for themselves the spiritual truths of life, and thereby realize the higher reality which lies beyond the phenomenal world, the physical world, time and space in which we live in right now. There's something else. Understand that. These disciplines have been labeled as religion. Yeah, I keep telling you, we call it religion. Ancient Egyptians called it the way of life. As I tell you, right thinking is the way of life. Ain't a religion. And no, it's how I live. I'm sorry. Yeah, you say I get. Yeah, this is man. Listen, I digress. Here we go. I'm almost done. Like my man said, I don't keep much longer. I'm almost done. These disciplines have been labeled as religions and spiritual philosophies. Mysticism, yoga, all these is titles, labels to telling you or trying to explain to you what it is you're doing. This as a basic listing of the world, religions, spiritual philosophies. You can pick and choose whatever religious context, whatever spiritual avenues you choose to follow. It's a bunch of them. Do all of them lead you? No. All of them don't take you there. They all claim to. I know Christians who've been studying Christianity for 40 years. I was told my spirituality wasn't growing, so we had to part ways. Now I'm a spiritual master. I ain't been in church near a day until I got my awakening. I go to church now with a purpose and for a reason. Okay? So trust me, right thinkers, way of life, tried, tested, and proven. I'm your proof. If you want proof that will work, look at your board. If you know me, who I used to be, I keep the pictures there. Okay? I'm the man in the middle. See the triangle? You see the upside down pyramid? You see the two up there? I'm one. Okay, you reverse that. I'm at top now. Okay? Now I got my pyramid. You know the board. Okay, it's all about the pyramid. And usually when you invert the pyramid, that means you're doing demonic spiritual concepts. I don't do that. I'll just give you a little concept that if you look at the two pictures, me, future, present, before, during, this is after. I'm at that phase right now, 62. That was the age that my old man passed away. So anything past this, I'm in uncharted waters. Okay, let's go. Man, listen, I ain't got a problem with that. Fear, don't have none. Don't worry about it. Can't scare me. Okay? In life, when you living right, you doing right, thinking right, what you worried about? What's the problem? I ain't got nothing. Take it from Mr. Wright. That's what I do. For you.